Hey everybody, Pop Call Tuesday. I'm in Manhattan, New York. Yesterday I was in, where was I? I was in Washington, D.C. This is John Hope Bryant, founder, chairman, CEO of Operation Hope, and the Operation Hope list of nonprofit organizations, and Bryant Group Ventures, which includes the Promise Homes Company, and what I'm doing on the for-profit side. Most of my work is on the philanthropic side of my life. Hey, you guys signing on, I see you. And an author of 4 books, most recently the MEMO, which is a book that I highly suggest you get, and write a review after you read it. I'm going to be talking on the MEMO here as we go into Manhattan. Let me show you where I'm at right now. Let me see if I can do this. This is Manhattan. I'm going across. Which bridge is this?
It's RFK Bridge.
Which is it? RFK Bridge. Okay. So I'm on the RFK Bridge. It's a beautiful evening here. Most people are getting off work. I'm going to work. I'm going to a reception for NBC, and then going back to Atlanta tomorrow. Hustle on top of hustle creates more hustle. Hey Derek, nice to see you online. Everybody who's signing on, nice to see you online. 45 million viewers. We're approaching 500,000 followers on the page. Keep spreading the memo about what we're doing. Okay, talk about Libya. John asked me. Okay, I'll get into Libya on one of my future videos. Matt, hey, hello from Northern Virginia. Just letting folks to sign on before I get into this. I'm at work, Loretta says. All right, well, just keep the video, keep the video playing in the background, Loretta. Don't want you to get hurt at work or fired. Everybody needs a job. Hey, Shelly Mills. Hey, Swift. Johnny, hello. All right, let me get into this. So, by the way, just want to show you this beautiful view. That gorgeous. Manhattan is absolutely beautiful. It's not a city I live in, but it's a city I'd love to visit. Okay, so I'm at the airport. We have to watch our conversation. It's really important what you watch what comes out of your mouth. And it starts with me. When I was coming up in business and in life, I really had to stick my head in a rabbit hole of hope. I just really couldn't let anybody, couldn't be infected by negative energy. Hey, Tina from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And because misery loves company. Just remember that. Again, if you hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. Hey, Dwayne Smith, just finished your first book. Okay. Hey, Sergio. Sergio is relentless. He's like, you gonna run for president. I am not, Sergio, but thank you. I'm always honored by that. Hey, Loretta Sanders. So I'm at the airport, and I'm just grabbing some sashimi. I just needed a break before I got in the car with my man, Nadeem, small business owner. And I'm listening, not trying to overhear somebody's conversation, but a young lady there, mainstream, majority, Caucasian, is at the counter. And she's talking about, talking to somebody about the business she's gonna start. And she said, oh, it's a yoga studio. I'm gonna have this on the bottom floor, something else on the top floor, and I need to get my partner on a conference call, and maybe we should have Dwayne Smith, you're following my lead on Love Leadership. Okay, great. Let me know. I think you said you not just read the book. I think you said you're writing a book, Dwayne. So let me know if you've written a book. I want to read it. You're definitely a role model. So she says that she's talking about her business very casually, sitting there eating some sashimi and some sushi, and it just dawned on me that people who are investors and who are owners have a different conversation. Like a lot of people in my own family, because of the way they grew up. Hey, finally caught me live. Hey, how's it, Olivier? Nice to catch you live. A lot of people in my own family, okay, Dwayne, send me a copy, absolutely. Just had negative energy. And as I've said, so there's 2 problems. There's negative energy, and then there's defeatist energy that is focused on a limited vision. So I'm gonna get into this in a minute, because I keep saying if you hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. So, hey, Austria's in the house. Elizabeth, great. Nice to, I think Austria is the first time I've noticed that Austria is actually listening to this broadcast. So, a lot of my friends from Europe, from Asia, folks who grew up with role models. Hey, Deborah Mack, Simba. Can anyone call me direct? No, Simba. I would never get anything done, Simba. This is my direct feed. Is this? I do e-mentoring through my series here on Facebook, but good try. Hey, Freddie Wilson. So a lot of people in my family and people I knew growing up just were assured that racism was so real and discrimination was so intense that they would never be able to accomplish anything. So they just stopped trying. And their conversation was all about somebody else and, the Kardashians, this is, whatever the Kardashian was of that day, but basically celebrity talk and political talk and trash talk. And it was always talking about somebody else. I've always noticed that successful people talk about their ideas and talk about what they're going to do. But people who are going to be failures talk about or have limited views of the world. And I'm sorry to say this, and I hope you don't find yourself in this number, although you can change it. They end up talking about other people. So if you're going to be successful, you need to spend time talking about your ideas, talking about your vision, talking about what your dreams are, talking about how you're going to achieve those dreams, and less time talking about somebody else. So let me give you an example. So in contrast to the young lady I saw today, who's no smarter than my African-American friends, my Latino friends, my poor white friends, whatever. It's not a race thing. Although a lot of people of color just never got the memo on money, free enterprise, capitalism, ownership, opportunity. So it just sounds like I'm talking about people of color. I'm not. I'm talking about people who are part of the invisible class who just never got the memo on how this system actually works. It's my book, The Memo. And a lot of people, because what happens is if you're hanging around, if you grew up in a household where your dad was trading stock, that's what you heard at 3 years old, 5 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old. Guess what you started doing? You started trading stock. And irrespective of what race you were, if you grew up and your family was talking about, hey, Rakita, I love you, Rakita, my cousin Rakita. You're on the right path, and you're making sure that everybody in your family's on the right path. If you grew up with people talking about real estate, talking about investing, guess what you end up doing, right? This guy who's our president, he's not a self-made per se, no disrespect to him intended, but his dad was a successful real estate guy and gave him $35 million to start with, and a lot of role modeling and mentoring, at least in the area of real estate and in the area of hype and promotion. So he's following his dad's lead in many ways, right? I'm not endorsing that. He is a good hype master. I am giving him credit for that. But you end up modeling what you see. By the way, the 45th president is not my role model in any respect, no respect. I'm just saying that whatever you model is what you're going to be. And so the guy who came on my Facebook page earlier today, Rosman, says, what's your take on about Bitcoin? I don't get involved in Bitcoin. I don't get involved with any of this digital currency stuff. When it becomes a reality, I'll deal with it. I'm obsessed with things like real estate and stocks and bonds, things that are known value points today. So I suggest that people don't get caught up in the hype. The fun, you really want boring stuff will make you wealthy. Okay, you want to be focused on really boring stuff like hard work and compounded interest and owning a business like this guy here and showing up at work every day, getting up early, staying late, buying a shack in your neighborhood nobody wants, rehabbing it, renting it. Basic stuff. Bitcoin is cool, but don't focus on that kind of stuff. Let people who've got play money focus on that. You focus on stuff that is proven. Okay, back to this topic. And by the way, we're operational with giving away fractional shares. That's right. We're giving away fractional shares account. Go to my Facebook page, and you can open an account for free, and we'll give you $5 toward your first purchase of stock through one of our partners. We get nothing out of it. We're a nonprofit. We're just trying to help to get you involved in fractional share investment. You go to operationhope.org to find an announcement of it, or go to my Facebook page for johnobrien.com. I'm sorry, John O'Brien Live on Facebook. Okay, so this guy got on my page today. Oh, this guy's a scam artist. Oh, this guy's, he is too good to be true. See, he don't know nothing about me, but he's already psychologically hoodwinked himself. And what did Malcolm X say? We've been hoodwinked. We've been fooled. We've been maligned. we get so wrapped up in the cynical nature of our lives and not wanting to be disappointed. Hey Sam, not wanting to be disappointed that we never step out on faith and we never step out to try to succeed on our own. I'd rather you fail trying than to never try. Hey, that was pretty good, Nadeem. Thank you. I have light. Okay, thanks to Nadeem. The guy was so focused on John Bryan's this, John. He didn't know anything about me. Obviously, hadn't done his research. I had to school the guy to like point him in the right direction. With the internet, there's no excuse for not doing research on somebody. Hey, JL, I had your bracelet on today, and I lost it in one of the car services. Not lost, I left it. I get it back when I go back tomorrow, but otherwise I have your bracelet on today. A young entrepreneur, 16 years old, who will be successful because her head's right. Her software has been upgraded. So now this guy who's talking mess about me, and I'm gonna remember his name. God forbid he walks up to me someday saying, "Oh, hey man, I'm a fan of yours." I know he's not, right? Because I remember people like that who, well, actually I don't, but I'll remember that name certainly if he utters it. But whether he does or doesn't, if he says, "Hey, my name is blah blah blah," introduces himself, I'm gonna research his name, and if I go back to this guy has got a bunch of history of being negative and hating on folks, am I going to give him the time of day? No. Am I going to give him a job? No. Am I going to give him a real interview? I mean, somebody will give me an interview in my organization, but I'm not going to endorse him because who wants to hang around negative people? So here's my deal. I can't guarantee you, I've said this before, I'm going to keep pounding in your head. I can't guarantee you that being positive will make you successful. I can't guarantee you that reading the memo is going to make you successful. Okay? I found myself defending you against that guy. Yep, Shelly, that's the same guy. You know what I'm talking about. But I guarantee you, if you're negative, you're going to fail. Now, why come out against me? Okay. You don't know nothing about me. Watching the videos are free. There's no fee. You don't have to buy the book. I still give you the videos for free. And if you jam me up enough, I give you you write me an essay or whatever to my office. Who can't afford $20 today if you're living in America, by the way? So my respect for you goes down if you're begging me for a book, but you just paid, $100 for some tennis shoes you don't need, or you're going to the club. I finally went to the club Friday night and spent $50 at the club. But if you say you need a book and you don't have it, I'll be happy to give you a book. So by the way, I'm removing every limitation, every excuse you have to not listen to me, right? Whatever your deal is, I'm not partisan, I'm not pushing an angle, you don't pay for the videos, you don't have to buy my books, the services of Operation Hope for free. Like, what's your gripe? Oh, well, I don't like capitalism. Okay, but you got a job, you're in capitalism. You're watching this video on your iPhone or whatever, your Samsung phone. You bought that phone, no socialist government gave it to you. You're in capitalism. That's right, abundant mindset versus a lack mindset. That's right, Dwayne Smith. So what's the risk of trying, right? What did Benjamin Mays, the role model, the mentor to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. say? That the ultimate sin was not failure, it's low aim. Hey, I'm going to come to New Jersey to speak. Don't worry about that. I will. Just stay humble, baby. Loretta, yes, of course, no problem. So the ultimate sin is not failure, it's low aim. It's just aiming low. So this guy, Stacy, yeah, the book's on Audible. Yes, it is. In fact, I read the book personally. I read Love Leadership. I read the memo, and then How the Poor Can Save Capitalism. Somebody convinced me to let an actor read it, so it's not as good on Audible. It's not as much passion, but it's still available. So what's the risk in listening to what I'm saying and trying? Zero risk. But when you don't want to fail, you come up with all kind of excuses about why something won't work. It's self-defeating. It's a self-defeating philosophy. And there's a lot of people in your family, misery loves company and buzzards love packs. Thanks for those who are donating. Hey, Kim, donated to Operation Hope. Thank you very much for that. I was the first donor. Shaka says they're reading the memo now. Great. So look, if it doesn't work, send me the book back. I will, even if you wrote all over it, right? I've told you this before, money back guarantee. I'll have my office write you a check. The book could be towed up, write you a check, send you your money back, plus your taxes you paid on it or whatever. plus the gas you spend to go in to pick it up, whatever it is, right? Send it back to you with your money. Take the book and donate it to a local school. I've got no problems with backing up what I'm saying. You don't like, you think Operation Hope is too good to be true? Check it out. It's got a 4-star Charity Navigator rating. We have 3 million clients. I mean, how can you hide in today's day and age, right? You go to the internet, check me out. Not one complaint, not one substantive complaint. Meaning there's no lawsuits, there's nobody saying we ripped them off. So why not try? Why not try? You got folks trying to rob you in broad daylight. You got folks ripping, separating you from your wallet every single day on stuff that's stupid, where people mean you no good whatsoever. I'm here trying to empower you and give you knowledge, but yet you're going to spend time and energy trying to figure out whether I'm legit or not. Come on now. There's 45 million people who've watched these videos. There's 500,000 followers, growing at 10,000 a week. Operation Hope has 3 million clients. We've invested $2.5 billion in underserved neighborhoods. I've been honored by 5 presidents, counseled 3, and known 7. What else do you want? This guy, he worked for President Clinton. I never worked for President Clinton. I was an advisor to President Clinton and Obama and Bush, honored by the other Bush, the father, good guy, Reagan, Ford. I knew Ford. I mean, what else do you want, right? But when you're miserable like that and you're looking for a reason not to succeed, any excuse will do. And now you have self-manifest destiny. Now you have bias confirmation. If your bias is that somebody's going to rip you off, you will find somebody who will rip you off. If your bias is that you won't succeed, guess what? You'll never succeed. If your bias is that Nadeem here is a racist, who he's not, he's brilliant, but if you'll meet him and you'll convince yourself Nadeem is a racist. Whatever your bias is will be confirmed. But if you think that people are good people, you're going to find that people are good people. Bias confirmation. So the first thing you got to do is got to upgrade your mental software. You really, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you're absolutely right. Fear of success, Cynthia says. Exactly right. So what are you afraid of other than more failure? You can't fall from the floor. Hey, Johnny, I think it's Hewitt. You can't fall from the floor. I mean, just get up and try something, right? Or as my friend Chelsea Clinton would say, I'd rather get caught trying. So I like what I'm doing, and I like what President Bill Clinton was doing, and President Obama was doing, and President George Bush was doing, and my mother and my father, and everybody who tried to do something much better than what other people are not doing. So I'm going to repeat that. I like what we're doing much better than what somebody else is not doing. At least we're out there swinging at the bat. At least Ambassador Andrew Young and Reverend C.T. Vivian and Dr. Dorothy Height and all these heroes and sheroes out there swinging at the bat, trying to be something better, trying to make something better. And then everybody steps out there and criticizes people who are out there trying, but they're not doing nothing. So if I run into somebody who has a do-nothing mentality, know this to be true. Me and everybody else like me, who's an entrepreneur, a builder, who's built something from nothing, we are not going to hire you. We're not going to invest in you. We don't have any interest in you. We're trying to get away from you as fast as we can, okay? And so with Nadeem. Nadeem, you like negative people?
No.
Do you try to get away from negative people as soon as you can?
Well, of course.
Even in your family, right?
100%.
100%, right? So misery loves company. It's an old saying, no matter how much I love you, my son or my daughter, if I don't have wisdom, I can only give you my own ignorance. I'm going to repeat that. No matter how much I love you, my son or my daughter, if I don't have wisdom, I can only give you my own ignorance. So out of love, we pass down bad habits from generation to generation. So what's your conversation? Is your conversation to yourself negative? You're going to be a failure. And if you're not concerned, hey Karen, if you're not concerned about yourself, be concerned about people who are looking at you, your children. Watch how you live your life. It may be the only any Bible that anybody else reads. Maybe it's your nephews, your nieces. Maybe it's your friends. Maybe it's your spouse. If you're not concerned about you, be concerned about the effect that this poison you're putting out here, this negative energy has on other people. The family thing is tough. Yes, Olivia, the family thing is tough. But real love is tough. I love you, but you need to go get a job. I love you, but if you don't do the crime, you damn sure gonna do the time. I love you, but if you don't have these nappy-head children, you've got to take care of them. You cannot be talking about your baby daddy or baby mama. You're a mother or you're a father. I love you, but you not call yourself a community leader, not produce some community results. Get up and go do something. So, positive, I mean. The second thing is watch your conversation. So again, what's the conversation in our neighborhoods? Is it about small business ownership? Is it about home ownership? Is it about becoming an entrepreneur? Is it about becoming a builder? Or are we saying, I'm gonna go get this little job out here at the JC Penney. I'm gonna get this little job out here in Walmart. Or actually, I don't want to work. I want to steal. Or I'm trying to go in late, take a long lunch and leave early, which means your employer's gonna call you lazy. Are you trying to run away from responsibility or run to it? Are you trying to own something or just do something? What is your mentality? So when people show up at that counter, just listen to folks at the lunch counter. Don't eavesdrop on them, but just overhear. What are people talking about? And people who are successful talk about building something, talk about their ideas, and about growing something. They don't talk about other people. I'm almost never talking about anybody else. Certainly none of these celebrities and ball players. I could care less. I'm obsessed with my ideas, unless I'm commending them, saying bravo for their talent. But if you spend all your time and energy talking about celebrities and talking about basketball stores and talking about athletes and talking about your next door neighbor and talking about your cousin and yapping negatively about somebody, you've got no energy actually to be successful. You're investing all of your energy in somebody else's life who don't care a thing about you. You get that memo? They're not thinking about you. They don't care about you. You're spending money you don't have on people who you don't know, trying to impress them with stuff that don't matter in places that they're not owned by you. How much sense does that make? So watch your language, watch your conversations. You're not, the time we started this video, we're older. Like, I jumped in this car with Nadeem, I don't know, 40 minutes ago. I don't have my watch on, I left my watch at home. But I'm 40 minutes older from whatever time it is. It's 5:11 p.m. I'm 40 minutes older than when I got on this car with Nadeem. Nadeem is 40 minutes older. He looks older, doesn't he? No, he looks young. This is the James Bond of the Middle East. But what are you doing with that time? How are you investing it? You don't get the time back. You don't get the time. What are you waiting for? So you don't believe everything I'm saying. Try it. Somebody said, why should I try God? I said, because God cannot possibly mismanage and screw up your life worse than you have. I'll repeat that. Why should I try God? Why should I try God? Somebody said, keep cursing it. Loretta said, keep cursing out of your mouth. Yeah, I respect that, Loretta. But I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't beat women. I don't have any of those bad habits. I do have some choice words every now and then, because sometimes there's just no other way to get your frustration about ignorant folks who are driving me crazy. So I hear you, Loretta, but between that and drugs, I'll take the choice words, although I'm working on my choice words. I forgot the point I was making. Loretta distracted me. I think what I was saying, what was I saying?
What the God can possibly could do.
What you do. Yeah, why should I try God? Because God cannot possibly mismanage and screw up your life worse than you have. Give him a shot, right? Give what I'm saying a shot. I guarantee you that raising your credit scores will change your life. I guarantee you that becoming positive will make you more successful than being negative. I guarantee you that what's in the memo will change your life. I guarantee you, money back guarantee. I guarantee you that hanging around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. I guarantee you if you hang around successful people, you're likely to be successful. I guarantee you that you will become what you model. I guarantee you. What's your environment? What's your language? Is your language one of ownership? Is it one of becoming a build? I don't care what you build. Build a daycare center. Build a hair salon, nail salon. Build a barbershop. Build a church. Build a network of churches. Build a family. Build yourself. Dwayne Smith says so true. I don't care what you build. Just build yourself. But build something and stop all this whining and complaining and trying to find a reason why something's not going to work before you even try it. That's called self-defeating mentality. It's basically on your way to long-term depression. We all need a mental upgrade of our mental software. And that's really what the book is about. That the memo is the only best-selling book, Cynthia, thank you for the thank you. The only best-selling book on money that's not about money. Did you hear that? So if you're intimidated reading the book, you think it's about money, you don't understand money, don't be intimidated. Read the book. Change your circle of influence, Misty says. Exactly. The memo is the only best-selling book on money that's not about money, okay? It's about your mindset, and it's about getting the memo. Or I'm here in Manhattan, I got to go to this event. We had a great connection. You got to meet my man Nadeem here, again in New York. We love you. We much light. I'm going to respond to these questions in writing as well as I've had verbally. I hope you've enjoyed this. Give me some feedback if you thought this was useful. I'm going to do another video, probably not tonight, probably tomorrow, but give me some feedback on this. Let me know if you think it was useful. Do something, Kim says. Kim Nichols, exactly. Hey, Yolanda, I'm getting mine tomorrow. What are you getting tomorrow? You start getting the memo? Nikki, amen. Loretta, love you too. Love back at you, Loretta. Unbought, unbossed, and unbiased, coming to you straight no chaser from Manhattan, New York. John Hope Bryant, entrepreneur, a guy who never, ever gives up. I just never do. Over the round it, through it, I'm going to get to it. I'm relentless and unstoppable because success is about work and failure is just a lazy bastard. I'm out. Bye.